Good evening, friends. Welcome to Adda 24/7. We are in Cracker MCQ series and we are in BFM module C and D now. See here, up till now we have completed ABM module A, B, C, D complete. BFM module A and B complete. Okay, now we are in module C and D. Here we are covering all the objective questions related to ABM, BFM and retail. Presently we are in C and D. Okay, means basically related to risk and treasury and balance sheet related. Okay, before going ahead, I would suggest download Adda 24/7 app on your mobile. See here, what do we need for CIB? What do we need for studying for CIB? Firstly, notes, question bank. Then you need live classes. Then you need somebody to explain you, means recorded videos, and then you need test series. So all these are available on this app only. So go for it immediately. Live classes, see this in video section, you will be getting live classes plus recorded videos if you miss any class. Okay. Then also subscribe to Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. Now remember, Officers Adda 24/7. This is important. Okay. On this channel, you will get all the updates related to CIB. Now one more, this it's now or never offer. In fact, get your CIB video courses and CIB prime test pack at the lowest price ever. Get special validity for 2 months. So all the batches, all the test packs, all the video courses, they are available at the lowest price. Use the code Y432. I'll show you how to do that at the end. Okay, let's start with the series. Okay, yesterday I had asked you one question. That question was, the balance sheet risk may result in, means what? What is balance sheet risk? In fact, if you see the financial part, balance sheet risk, this is module D question. The balance sheet risk itself includes interest rate risk, liquidity risk and foreign exchange risk. Okay, so all these three culminate into balance sheet risk. Okay, so if there is a problem in the balance sheet, that may result of any bank, that may again result into these three factors: interest rate mismatch risk, because my asset and liabilities will be affected over here. Balance sheet risk means what? There's a difference between my asset and liabilities basically, isn't it? So what is the balance sheet? Balance sheet means asset should be equal to liabilities. If I'm having the risk in that or facing some problem, it means there is some problem in the assets and liabilities, right? So when I face such risk, I'll definitely face the risk of interest rate mismatch. Liquidity will be the problem for me, and foreign exchange risk, that will also be faced by me. So the correct answer is all of these. Okay, now today's, which of the following is not a transaction risk? Okay, which of the following is not a transaction risk? Now before understanding not a transaction risk, you need to understand what is a transaction risk, isn't it? Okay, type fast in the comment section. What do you mean by the transaction risk? Only one word, one line. Okay, type fast as much as you can. Okay, one line or maximum 3 to 4 words. Tell me about the transaction risk. Fast in the comment section. Yeah, see here, majority of you are writing now that transaction risk means it is related to the transactions which we do in the banking. Means if I am the employee, I am doing some error, then that you are considering it as a transaction risk. That's not a transaction risk. That is operations risk. Transaction risk means this is only related to, now mind my words, this is only related to fluctuations in the exchange rates. Understand this? Fluctuations in the exchange rates of the commodity. That's the only transaction risk. So which of them will be the transaction risk over here? Mismatch in assets and liabilities portfolio. So if my assets and liabilities are a mismatch, it means what? My assets are not equal to liabilities, means whenever I buy them first, of course when I buy as a bank, my assets will be equal to liabilities, but due to the transaction risk, due to the fluctuations in the exchanges, okay, my assets and liabilities will always differ. Okay, so that's a part of transaction risk. Credit risk. Now okay, I'll first get the answer from you guys. What do you think? Credit risk. Price risk. Price risk means what? Price risk is the risk related to the lowering of the prices of the bonds I buy. Okay, And instrument risk. Instrument risk means what? Again remember, instrument risk means what? Financial instrument risk. I'll come to this later. The next question is on instrument risk only. Okay. So instrument risk. So what do you think should be the answer? A, B, C or D? What do you say, guys? Okay, I gave you the hint. A is not the answer because we want not. So A is a transaction risk. Okay. B, C, D. What do you think should be the answer? Correct. Okay. Price risk, instrument. Okay. It's not that. Here, the correct answer is credit risk. This is not the transaction risk. Transaction risk means fluctuations. Okay. Credit risk means what? Credit risk comprises two parts: country and counterparty. Country risk and second is counterparty. Okay. So credit risk is totally a different part. Okay. Counterparty risk. Got it? So credit risk is totally a different part. Okay, now let me come to price risk. Price risk means what? Price risk means the bonds which I buy at, let's say, X price. If the price of those bonds falls down, then when I sell them, I'll get a lower price. So that is basically price risk. So this is inverse of the yield curve risk. Remember, price risk is always inverse of the yield curve risk. Okay, and instrument risk. Instrument risk means this is any instrument risk. What is basically instrument? Instrument is a financial instrument. Now, what are the types of financial instruments? The financial instruments are generally of three types. One is equity, second is debt, and third is liquid. Right? So all these three will always face what type of risk? The fluctuations. Whatever might be the fluctuations in equity, in debt, or in this liquid market also, that will definitely affect my instrument. So this is also part of transaction risk. So only credit risk is not a part of not a transaction risk. Okay, got it? Okay, everyone. Next one. The features of the price risk are. Now what is price risk? Just now we discussed it. Price risk. Say this. Just I'll give you the relationship between the price and the yield. In any bond market, yield to maturity, in fact YTM we call it, yield to maturity, okay, is always reverse in inverse proportion to price. Okay, means if the yield goes up, the price of my bond will go down. Now what is yield basically? Yield is the asking rate. Asking rate means what? The people want what rate for that bond. That is known as yield. If they want more rate, okay, then and I'm giving the lesser one, then my price will definitely go down. So the features of the price risk are, it includes the risk of loss due to change in the value of assets and liabilities. I want the answer from you now. It also includes market risk due to fluctuations in the price of the assets in the market. This may happen on account of issuer risk, which depends upon the financial strength of the issuer. And all of these. So what do you think should be the answer? A, B, C or D? Which one? First. Price means what is the price of my bond or my instrument will be affected by which of these? Okay. Or what may lead to the price loss in prices of my bond or any financial instrument? Correct. Okay, the correct answer is all of these. Why? It includes the risk of loss due to change in value of the assets and liabilities. Definitely, isn't it? Change in value means if I brought the bond at, let's say, X price, and now it is at X minus 10. Then if I go on selling it, or if I have to sell it, then my price will be lower. So I'll be facing the price risk over here. Means I'll be lesser in my assets then. It also includes market risk due to fluctuations in the price of the asset in the market. It's but obvious. A and B are almost related, right? This may happen on account of the issuer risk, which depends. Means what? Issuer means what? See here, I'll explain you one part. Tomorrow, imagine you might have seen the Sri Lankan crisis just now, 2-3 months back, which has happened. Okay. Now, if somebody had issued the bonds, if Sri Lanka, let's say, Sri Lanka had issued the bonds and somebody had purchased it. Now, once the Sri Lankan government fails, it has actually failed. So the value of that bond becomes almost zero, nil. So this is known as the issuer risk. Okay, this is a part of also credit risk. Okay, because it's a part of country risk or counterparty also you can call it, because after all it's a counterparty, the issuer. Okay, so that's why this may happen on account of the issuer risk. Got it, everyone? So the answer is D. Which of the following contributes to instrument risk? Here, just now we discussed that instrument risk. Instrument can be any of these. One, financial instrument. Basically, financial instrument only we are talking of. And what are the various types of financial instruments? It can be three, mainly three. Here, one is equity, second is debt, and third is the liquid bonds. Okay. Equity means what? It's always related to fluctuations. Bond means what? It is also related to fluctuations. Never ever think that bond market is not related to fluctuations. And also liquid market. Liquid market is a less, means it fluctuates less, but it fluctuates. Okay. The nature of hybrid instruments in the market. So what contributes to the instruments? Okay, instrument risk. The nature of hybrid instrument. What do you mean by hybrid? Hybrid means that debt can be converted into equity and equity can be converted into debt. So nature of such instruments will affect the instrument risk. I want the answer from you. I am not going to give the answer immediately. Fluctuations in the market conditions. So does the fluctuations in the market conditions affect the instrument risk? The prices of various instruments may react differently from one another. So will this happen like, will this lead to the instrument risk? Financial instrument. I'll be more specific about this. Okay. And all of these. What do you think should be the answer? Correct. D. Correct. D is the answer. Correct. Okay. Now, many of you might be knowing that D is the answer, but what do you mean by here? I explained you this hybrid instruments. That's okay. Fluctuations in market conditions. That's a common thing, right? Means any financial instrument which I buy will always be this liable to fluctuations in the market. But what is this third one? The prices of various instruments may react differently. Means what? Just now I gave you the example of the Sri Lankan bonds, right? Similarly, not only Sri Lanka, I can give the example of, let's say, Pakistan bonds, or I can give the example of South African country Zimbabwe bonds. Okay, many of those bonds, when they are issued, somebody has bought it, but they become paper bonds. Okay, zero value when the countries fail. Okay, so that's why all of this is the answer. Which of the following is not market liquidity risk? Here, not market liquidity. Now understand the concept of market liquidity first. Market liquidity means liquidity in the overall market. Now look at this. Okay, I'll give you a simple example. Okay, you might be having a prime property at, let's say, Mumbai, Nariman Point. Big property, very posh, and it can be sold immediately, right? Because prime property, anybody will be able to purchase it. So does your property have a problem? No. But now what happens? The market liquidity means there are no buyers in that in the market. Why? Because the money has gone. Means it has evaporated, or money is basically we are in, let's say, recession part. So the buyers are gone. But now let me ask you the question: does your property have a problem or anyways over there? No, your property is good. But then also it's not getting sold. Why? Because the conditions in the market, overall market, are such that there are people are not having that much money to buy. Okay, so your instrument, now coming back to a financial part, your financial instrument may not have a problem, but the overall market condition may will be a problem. Okay, so let's see. Lack of liquidity of an instrument or an asset in time. So lack of liquidity. So basically liquidity. Okay, means there is no much flow of money in the market. The financial strength of the instrument. We want not a market liquidity risk. Okay, the loss may occur due to fluctuations in the market prices at the times of liquidity. Okay, so and all of these. Now type the answer: A, B, C, or D. I know last two answers were all of these, so everybody is typing all of these: D. But remember, D is not the answer. Okay, now type the answer: A, B, C. I want not the market liquidity risk. Just now I explain you the flat concept. Okay, Your flat at Nariman Point is good. So your property, your financial instrument is good. It is having the strength. But what is not having the strength? The market conditions are bad. So coming back over here, so the answer is B. The financial strength of an instrument is not a market liquidity risk, because the financial strength of the instrument may be good. Okay, and financial strength of an instrument is a part of credit risk. Okay, so B is the answer. Got it? Now one homework question for you. Which of the following may affect the yield on assets? Which of the following may affect the yield? What is yield? Just now I told you yield. Yield means what? Okay, who can give me the formula for yield immediately? Fast. Yield equals to yield of a bond. Let's consider the bond only. Okay, coupon amount. Okay, coupon amount upon price of that bond, right? Price, market price of that bond. Okay, price. So that's basically the yield. So what may affect the yield of an assets? Commodity prices, interest rates, exchange rates, and all of these. Now I want the answer from you. I'll give the answer tomorrow. Okay, so that's what I'm what do I say? Always try to learn as much as possible. Okay, so before going, I would suggest go for this Mahapack. Okay, which we are showing you. Means here I'll show you again this the pack series. Okay, see this. It's now or never offer. Go for the special validity for 2 months. Okay, and get your CAIIB videos and CAIIB prime test pack at the lowest price ever. Okay, use the code Y432. How to use that code? Okay, I'll show you that also. Go to Adda 24/7. Okay, let's go to Adda 24/7 live first. Okay, let me show you for buying the Mahapack. Okay, one sec. Let me go to Adda 24/7 live over here. One sec. Yeah. Now let's go to let me go live over there. Yeah. Go to Adda 24/7. See this. Yeah. Once you go on Adda 24/7, click on JAIIB and CAIIB. Now you'll see the various Mahapacks. See this Mahapack in November, December English batch. You can go for this Mahapack. Okay, because lowest fees is going on right now. See, click on this CAIIB ka Mahapack. See, once you click on this Mahapack, you read all the details over here given, right? 4+ batches for ABM, 3+ batches for BFM, 3+ for retail, and everything is given over here. All you get 4 batches for ABM, and once you have 4 batches, by just listening to the batches, you might have learned the ABM totally, right? So go for it. Similarly for BFM also. Now you'll say the fees. Now look at the fees. Click on view offers. Once you click on view offers, put the code Y432. Click on apply. Now look at this. 77% off. 32,999 reduced to 7,589. Such is the lowest price, and this 7,589, once you clear CAIIB, in how many months will you recover? Let's consider the minimum increment of 1,000. Okay, then also in 8 months you will recover. Okay, so that's why I'm saying go for it immediately. It's an investment for lifetime. And remember, December 2022 is your last exam with the current portion. Okay, after that you won't be having this. You will be having a new portion altogether. So what is there in the new portion? Let me come back to that. Okay, see this. In the new portion you are having, right now how many papers are you having compulsory? ABM BFM, then you will be having ABM BFM, ABFM, and BRBL, banking regulations and business laws. These 2 are the additional ones. Then why do you go for this May 23 and take additional 2 subjects, right? Clear it within December 22 only. The registrations have already started. Go for it immediately. Also there is a negative marking from May 23. Also the electives which you are saying is rural, HR, IT, central banking and risk. Is there any retail elective? Right now you have retail, which is the easiest one. So go for it immediately. Okay.